A haunting discovery. In 1932, oceanographer Dr. Evelyn Hart, a rising scholar in marine archaeology, stumbles upon a letter hidden in a chest belonging to her late grandmother, Edith Hart, one of the lesser-known survivors of Titanic. The letter warns future generations to leave the wreck untouched and hints that something was hidden aboard intentionally during the voyage. Intrigued and skeptical, Evelyn is drawn into a mystery linking her family's past with one of history's greatest disasters. The return to the sea. We are introduced to Lawrence Hawthorne, a wealthy industrialist funding a state-of-the-art salvage expedition to locate and exploit the wreck of the Titanic. He claims it is for scientific and historic preservation, but his eyes gleam at the idea of untapped wealth and secrets beneath the waves. Evelyn, eager to honor her grandmother's legacy and protect the ship's sanctity, joins the crew under the pretense of being the mission's chief historian and marine analyst. Ghosts of the past. The expedition vessel RMS Dauntless arrives at the Titanic's last known coordinates. Tensions rise among the crew as old maritime superstitions are whispered. Sonar finally picks up the ship's remains, eerily intact. During the first dive, cameras malfunction, lights flicker, and divers report strange sounds. These occurrences unsettle the team, especially Evelyn, who begins feeling a spiritual connection to the site. Echoes of Jack. While combing through personal effects in a debris field, Evelyn discovers a rusted silver locket. Inside is a photo of Jack Dawson, the same man immortalized in her grandmother's journal. Oddly, ship records show Jack listed not as a third-class passenger, but as a temporary crew member. Evelyn starts questioning official accounts of the disaster. A hidden chamber. Using blueprints and Jack's sketched maps recovered from the wreck, the team uncovers a sealed chamber in the cargo hold, hidden behind layers of collapsed beams. Inside, dozens of crates sealed with wax and the British Royal Seal. The team opens a few and finds priceless artifacts, gold bars, and ancient tomes. One crate contains a black leather ledger in pristine condition. The ledger's secret. Evelyn studies the ledger, which appears to be coded correspondence and financial records indicating that Titanic was being used to smuggle sensitive documents and artifacts. Evidence implicating powerful banking families and political figures in global manipulation. The ship was not just a luxury liner. It was a vessel for secrets. Someone wanted it sunk. The survivor's truth. Evelyn tracks down the last living Titanic survivor, Margaret Blake, now a reclusive 90-year-old woman. In a heart-wrenching scene, Margaret reveals she saw men in British military uniform boarding at Queenstown. They were carrying locked briefcases and never seen again. She recalls overhearing whispers of a mid-ocean handoff that never occurred. Danger within. Lawrence learns of the true value of the ledger and gold. Instead of informing the proper authorities, he conceals the finds and instructs his loyalists to silence Evelyn. He offers her hush money. Evelyn refuses and threatens to go public. From here, the tone shifts toward corporate espionage and survival. The vision. Plagued by visions and dreams, Evelyn sees flashes of Jack's final moments. Only they're more vivid and real than anything she's read. In these dreams, Jack sketches a hidden compartment beneath the cargo deck and pleads with her to keep the truth buried. These spiritual encounters suggest that Jack's spirit is reaching out to her. The final painting. With clues from her visions, Evelyn leads a dive into a structurally unstable part of the ship. There, she finds a sealed crate marked art storage. Inside, a drawing, clearly sketched by Jack, of a woman who looks like Evelyn herself, standing on the Titanic's bow. The date reads April 10th, 1912. It shouldn't be possible. Blood in the water. Tensions on the ship rise when one of Lawrence's men dies from decompression sickness after stealing a gold bar. Soon after, others begin experiencing paranoia, hallucinations, and nightmares. A crew member tries to destroy the ledger, but is found dead. Evelyn begins to believe the Titanic isn't just a wreck, it's guarded. The British intercept. Just as the ship prepares to haul up the artifacts, a British naval destroyer intercepts them, claiming legal ownership of the wreck as British property. They demand the cessation of all salvage operations. Lawrence is forced to hand over partial findings, but plots to retrieve the most valuable items before they return. Mutiny in the deep. Lawrence turns rogue. He sends down a covert submersible team to extract the remaining gold and the full ledger. He sabotages the dauntless communications and oxygen systems. Evelyn, Finn, and a few loyal crew are stranded during a dive, trapped in a collapsing portion of the Titanic. They must escape before their air runs out. Race against time. Inside the Titanic, Evelyn and Finn navigate tight, flooded corridors while avoiding debris and unstable structures. They narrowly escape a collapse in the grand staircase and resurface after over an hour, just as their oxygen reaches critical levels. The experience leaves Evelyn even more determined to honor the ship's memory. Jack's final message. Piecing together Jack's old sketches, notes, and her own dreams, Evelyn realizes Jack was trying to protect the truth. He knew of the conspiracy and may have stowed the evidence himself. One final note from Jack reads, "Some truths are too heavy for time. Let them sleep." Evelyn makes a decision. Some secrets must remain buried. The legacy of Rose. Evelyn discovers one last letter from Rose Dawson, written years after the sinking. Rose had corresponded with British officials, urging them never to search the wreck due to what it held. She describes Jack's sacrifice and the importance of letting go. The emotional resonance ties the sequel to the original love story. The sabotage. Lawrence tries to smuggle the gold and ledger through international waters. Evelyn leaks footage and files to global news outlets and historical societies. Public outrage erupts. Lawrence is caught and charged with multiple crimes, including obstruction of international law, desecration of a memorial site, and theft. The return to light. With the expedition over, Evelyn and her team hold a candlelit vigil above the Titanic. She drops Jack's sketch and the silver locket back into the sea. A montage shows the wreck fading silently in the blue abyss. Peace returns to the ghost ship. Titanic Museum opens. Back in New York, Evelyn opens a memorial museum that preserves Titanic's legacy, not as a treasure trove, but as a tribute to its passengers. Interactive exhibits, survivor testimonies, and recovered personal items fill the museum. The final exhibit? Jack's last sketch and a note, for the ones who never made it home. A whisper in the deep. In the final scene, we return to the deep ocean. A camera drone passes over the wreck, now silent and still. As it moves past the broken bow, a mysterious silhouette, barely visible, stands briefly before fading. Jack's voice echoes, "Make it count,